one, tell us a little bit about yourself. What is your superpower as an educator and what sets you apart? So, my name is Mary Lloyd, and I am married to a wonderful husband named Kelton. I have 5 beautiful children. My oldest is currently serving a mission in the Nebraska Omaha mission. I have a senior and a sophomore and an 8th grader, and actually a 1st grader is my youngest. 4 girls and a boy. And I love teaching. I've always loved teaching. I loved it since I was 2 years old, I think, 3 years old. I always had people over at my house and taught them everything that I could, and I've never changed what I wanted to do with my life in regards to profession. I love to teach. My superpower as an educator, I'd have to say, would be connections. I love connecting with people. It is one of my hobbies. Love to meet people, love to know where they're from, what brought them here, anything and everything about them. I love babies, and I love people, the elderly, and all of their wisdom. It's just, I love connecting with other people. It's a superpower, and it's very helpful in the field of education, being able to connect with the people that I work with, and also the students that I'm teaching. Question number 2. What does it mean to be a member of a team? How can members of a team improve individual and overall student learning? My answer to this is PLCs matter. I learned the most about PLCs from working right at your school, at Fossil Ridge Intermediate School. I worked there under Bob Sanju not that many years ago. I was actually an ESL aide at the time, and then took over for Rod Broadhead when he became principal at Sandstone. But PLCs work there. PLCs work everywhere. They're very effective at Fossil Ridge. And I'll give you an example of this really quick. If you are, for example, I saw this at Fossil Ridge time and time again in 6th grade math, in fact, because I helped out in 6th grade math there. And for example, if you're teaching area and surface area, and you have a quiz on that, and you find out that there's holes and gaps of knowledge that some students are missing via that quiz, then the great thing is, because you're a team, because my student is your student and vice versa, if my student doesn't understand area and your student doesn't understand surface area, you gain that information from the quiz. You have another student that totally gets both. What can you do? Well, you're team players, and so you can effectively have every student understand all of these things and beyond. So for example, the next day you can do an intervention in one classroom on area, an intervention in another classroom on surface area, and in another classroom, if they got everything, then why not do a higher level thinking activity, hands-on activity? They already got it. Let's have them build on what they already know. Question number 3. What does the statement high level of learning for all students mean to you? Is it possible in today's public education setting? This is definitely possible, and it goes right along with the last question. It's via a PLC that it's possible, that those who are struggling get interventions, and so they're learning to their highest potential. Those that are not struggling can move on. They can do higher level thinking activities. They can be pushed and learn more. Therefore, every single student is able to receive just what the question asks, a high level of learning. Question number 4. What is your personal philosophy on student behavior and discipline? Please share a specific behavior situation you worked together with a student on successfully. What made the outcome of the process successful? I just want to say that classroom management matters. Expectations should be set up at the beginning of the year, and they need to be reviewed throughout the year. I strongly believe in positive reinforcement. I think it is everything. Kids like to hear that they're doing things well. We all like to receive compliments. It makes us work harder when we're positive with those that we work with those that we are teaching. Are there going to be problems? Of course there are. There's problems every day in life. One example I thought of a problem that I had was actually when I was teaching 6th grade math at Tonic-Clint. I had a boy that in my class that I noticed one day He wasn't acting like himself, and he was rocking back in his chair. He definitely wasn't involved in what we were doing with math for the day. And then I noticed him drawing some pictures on paper, and I believe that when we have a problem like this, or any problem with any person, whether it be someone we work with or a student, communication is key. And when there's a problem, communication in front of everyone else is not effective. We need to do that communication one-on-one. And in this particular situation, I decided to pull this student of mine out into the hallway, and the first thing that I remember telling him is, I'm grateful that you are in my class. I like having you in my class. I look forward to getting to know you better this year. I've noticed today that something is bothering you or something isn't right. You're not acting the way that you typically do, and I'm wondering if there's something that I can do to help you. I would like to be able to help you if I can. Is there anything that I can do for you? To which he responded, I'm hungry. And I said, well, did you have breakfast this morning? To which he responded that he actually hadn't eaten in 3 days. And I got teary-eyed at that point as I was talking to him, because my heart was broken for him. He hadn't eaten in 3 days. Of course he didn't care about math. Of course his mind wasn't thinking about what we were doing in my classroom. He was hungry. I took that problem to, as quickly as I could, to our school counselor and to our principal, and we were able to provide him with help with that matter to get food. Did he become my best student after that because I was able to help him get the food that he needed? No. But he knew that I, Mary Lloyd, cared more about the fact that he wouldn't be hungry anymore than I did about math. He knew that I loved him. And because he knew that I loved him and that I took care of this situation for him, he cared about math a whole lot more than he did on this day in the days to come. And he was able to learn some math. And this is why I believe it's really important that we love our students and build those relationships with them. All right. Question number 5. Which of the following word associations best describes who you are as an educator? Choose one word from each word association. These are great questions and they make us think. First, relationships or expectations. I say relationships first. Just like the story that I just shared with you, relationships are everything. Relationships matter. We've got to connect with people. We have to connect with the people we work with. We have to connect with our students. And when we have good relationships, students live up to our expectations. They often exceed our expectations because we have a good relationship with them first. Teaching or learning? That was tricky for me. These are both important, but as I thought about it, I came to the conclusion that learning, it's the objective of education. It is why we teach, so that others can learn. I thought about, I think we all can relate to this, when we went to college, when we attended the university, when we were taking courses on education, did we learn more then from being taught by our professors, or was it when we were doing our internship or our student teaching? I would dare say we learned a lot more by doing, by being teachers. It's true with anything in life. How do you learn to ride a bike? By riding a bike. How do you learn to go water skiing? It's by water skiing. And we learn by doing. And so learning, to me, matters more than teaching. Collective efficacy or individual ability. I would definitely say collective efficacy without a thought. Why? Whether we're with teachers or we're with students, there's higher level thinking involved. It boosts confidence. It boosts our self-esteem. It improves our social skills because we're talking with other people. I'm currently taking the ESL endorsement classes, and so I feel strongly about that, being able for students talking with one another. Together, as teachers, for example, we have more resources. I bring something to the table, and the other math teachers bring something to the table as well. And so together we are a powerful team. We're able to collectively, as teachers, be able to teach students that have all different learning styles, because we as teachers come to the table with many different talents, and therefore we're able to meet more of our students' needs together. And there's a greater sense of accountability when we're together, whether it's students or teachers. Basically, one of my thoughts that I wrote down is collective efficacy maximizes our educational experience for everyone. We have better instruction, we have better learners in our classes. Together is better. Okay, next, clarity or self-discovery. As I thought about this, I thought, self-discovery brings clarity. Self-discovery brings ownership. It helps us to gain knowledge. I thought of an example, surface area of a triangular prism in 6th grade math, okay? You can teach the surface area of a triangular prism. You can give them a formula to use. And I've always loved math, and I memorized a lot of formulas, but you don't necessarily retain all these formulas, right? But if you can, through self-discovery, learn how to, on your own, find the surface area of a triangular prism, you're gonna retain that information a lot more. And one thing I used to do, I taught 6th grade math for a few years at Tonic Point Intermediate, and one of my activities I love for surface area of prisms is I sent an email to the parents and asked anyone that could donate a Toblerone bar to the class, and they come in many different sizes if they could bring them on a certain date. And prior to this learning experience the children were going to have, I had taught how to find the area of a triangle and how to find the area of a rectangle, reviewed that with them, and then all these Toblerone bars, and they knew that the surface area was just adding all the areas of all the surfaces together. And so just divide them up into groups. Here are your Toblerone bars. Find the surface area. And what did it create? It created discussion. They talked about it. They had to figure it out. I didn't provide a formula for them. They had to figure out on their own how to find the surface area of that triangular prism. And together they could. And together they did. And they knew when it came time to do an assessment on surface area of a triangular prism, they remembered how to do it. They had done it with their peers, and they had fun with it. They even got to eat these candy bars after, which made it all the more enjoyable, right? Okay, last one, support or accountability. I say support. People who feel valued and supported, whether it be teachers or students, perform better. We all work better when we're supported. In fact, we often go beyond what is required if we feel valued and supported. We do more than we're asked to do. And therefore, accountability is not a problem. When we support our students, when we support each other, we support our teachers, we support our faculty, everyone does more than expected, and accountability is automatically there. We want to be accountable. We are accountable. We're doing what we're asked to do and then some. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to interview with you today via recording myself with these questions. I just want to close by saying I love Fossil Ridge Intermediate School. I always have. 4 of my kids have gone there. They've all absolutely loved that school. They love the people that work there. I feel at home when I walk in the doors of Fossil Ridge. I live close to Fossil Ridge. I personally enjoy teaching students from my own neighborhood. I currently teach at Panorama Elementary School. I'm very happy there. I work half day as an ESL teacher and coordinator there. I would like to go full time. Most elementary schools don't have ESL teachers at all. A lot of them have just a para and just part-time. And I would like to go full-time next year. My youngest will be in 2nd grade, and this school is close to home. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Have a great day. Thank you so much.